Hire DC Works. So we do critical controls and automation for a large-scale data center. DC Works was our subcontractor. They handled all the installation on our side of this project. Typically, what we do is provide front end all the way to the field installation for these systems. So DC Works had a hand in every bit of the project from start to finish. The only knowledge I had of DC Works beforehand was hearsay from some colleagues. They all told me that all the guys were really fun and helpful during the commissioning process. Other than that, it was just those rumors. So not very much. Before I came here, I asked one colleague about DC Works who had worked with them in the past, and they told me I had to have Vesa. He's the key player to any team with DC Works. So I was excited to meet him. They told me he's one of the smartest guys I'll ever meet, and that I probably don't know more about any topic than he does. So I was eager to test that. Yeah, so initially I was reluctant about DC Works just because of the size, especially at the beginning. We're very small. As the demand for the project grew, so did their presence, and pretty quickly I was overwhelmed with how much was going on with them, and also the expertise that they brought really took off a lot of my worries on a day-to-day basis. They covered my blind spots that I wasn't even aware of. The best things about working with DC Works was their knowledge of problems before they became problems. They were able to, since they're in the field, close to the problems, determine what wasn't going to work beforehand, determine what wasn't being done by other parties, call it out and escalate it to the proper parties to get it sorted out. They're very good at problem solving. They helped technically on several fronts during commissioning and were available pretty much around the clock during the week to help get things moving and really show some progress. Another big advantage that they provided was their supply chain logistics, that they have a very well built infrastructure in Finland and in Europe that, being an American coming here, it was really valuable to me to have something like that already set up by these guys. The biggest thing that they provided, though, was the camaraderie on a day-to-day basis. I could walk up to any of them, know who I was talking to, know their temperament, their tolerance for me, and what my asks were. So the benefits of working with the same people throughout the project were that we developed a brotherhood, so to say, and a sisterhood in some instances. But I found that it was reliable, and it felt like I was coming to work with friends more than anything. I could lean on them for technical advice on parts of the installation that they were responsible for. I could depend on them if I needed something urgent, and it never felt like I was asking a stranger for a favor. It always felt like I was dealing with someone I knew pretty well. Sami and Antti are probably two of the warmest people I've met in Finland. Both extremely personable, really, really good, hardworking mentalities about these jobs, about their careers. Both of them are just absolutely goofy as hell, and people that you want to spend more time with once you get to know them. Real class characters. Both also brilliant at what they're doing. Both of them are completely masters of their craft. So as I mentioned before, DC Works offered a supply chain network that I couldn't have survived the project without. They were able to get us materials quick, reliably, pretty much cheaper than any route I could have selected. So they've really built up a supply chain infrastructure that sort of stands the test of time out here on large projects. DC Works problem-solving skills were invaluable throughout the course of the project. They covered blind spots, like I said, I didn't know I had, but they also were able to get ahead of problems that most people weren't aware of, point them out, that way they could be taken care of before they really became a serious issue. They offered technical expertise on systems that other people may be unfamiliar with, and really shed the light on scope gaps that in hindsight would have been catastrophic later on had they not brought it up earlier. It really was pleasant with them. It was ups and downs of every other project as normal, but these guys know what they're doing.